Hello my dear students, welcome back. Now in this session we are going to discuss the aerial stem modifications. So as we know, aerial stem modifications are those which are present above the soil. So there are 5 different types of aerial stem modifications. So for your convenience, I have written all in one page. Like this type of representation, we can call it as mind map. It will be very easy for you to read everything in one place. So I want you to learn and note it down properly. So first modification, tendrils. Tendrils are spirally coiled slender structures. Slender means they are very sensitive, delicate structures. They help in climbing. Like for example, axillary buds. They help in they form tendrils in case of pumpkin, watermelon, cucumber. In case of pumpkin or watermelon, this is how we can say, you know very well axil. Axil means it is present at the it is present between the stalk of the leaf and the stem. That space is called as an axil, and here the axillary bud will develop into a tendril. That is found in pumpkin, watermelon and cucumber. Grapevine, that is in grapes, here terminal bud is modified into tendril. Terminal bud means that is at the tip, it will be modified into a tendril. Now next type of modification is the thorns. Thorns are straight woody pointed structures. They are mainly defensive structures. They help in protecting from grazing animals. Like for example, in case of citrus and bougainvillea. In case of both citrus and bougainvillea, here they are modified from axillary buds. Axillary buds. Now, the third type of modification is called as a phylloclade. Phylloclade is a stem modification which is mainly meant for photosynthesis. This is found in xerophytes. We know in xerophytes, in order to conserve water, the leaves are either completely reduced or they are absent. If they are reduced, they are normally reduced to scale leaves or spines. So, in their places, the stem is modified to perform photosynthesis. Such photosynthetic stem that is called as a phylloclade. Now the examples: flattened phylloclade found in Opentia. Opentia means cactus. So we know in cactus, this is how the flattened phylloclade will be present. And cylindrical, like in euphorbia. In euphorbia we find like this structures. All these such cylindrical structures. They are formed from the stem and the branches. These are called as phylloclades. Needle-like in Casuarina. In Casuarina we find such type of structures in the stem. So they are needle-like, and at each point this is called as a node where scale leaves are present. So in each, that means we say phylloclades exist in different shapes, but their all function is same. That is, phylloclades are involved in photosynthesis. They are formed in xerophytes. Now the next type of modification similar to phylloclades. It is called as a cladode. Cladodes. They are similar to phylloclades. So these are branches of limited growth and they are modified for photosynthesis. Here branches of limited growth is, here only the branch can develop into a cladode. Like for example, we find in case of asparagus, 3 cladodes are developed at one node. So just the branch will develop into a photosynthetic structure which is of limited growth. So such limited growth, such branches which show limited growth, they are called as cladodes. Like for example in asparagus. We also know asparagus shows a root modification also. Now lastly, in aerial stem modifications, bulbils. So bulbils are the only aerial stem modifications. Bulbils are the only aerial stem modifications which are involved in vegetative propagation. We have not found any other stem modification in aerial type involved in vegetative propagation. This is the only one help in vegetative propagation. So here either vegetative or floral bud can be involved in bulbils. Now here you should have a clarity what is vegetative and what is a floral bud. Vegetative bud is one which help in vegetative growth, that is formation of branches or formation of new leaves, increase in height. So all these functions are performed by vegetative buds. Floral buds are those which are involved in formation of inflorescence. That means they help in reproductive growth. Now, so these are, I told you, these are always useful only in vegetative propagation. They store food material and they become swollen. And when they are swollen, they get detached from the main plant. Like for example, in Dioscorea, vegetative bud is modified, that is axillary bud. So this is the leaf of Dioscorea. So here in the axil, this bulbil is developed. So initially it is a vegetative bud present in the axil, and later this will become the bulb. It will become swollen, and once this gets detached, if it falls on the soil, this can give rise to a new plant. It will start developing adventitious roots and it gives rise to a new plant. Similarly, agave it is the floral bud which can help in vegetative propagation. So a small floral bud will develop, and this floral bud, when gets detached from the main plant, it can give rise to a new plant. So here we have seen different types of aerial stem modifications. So here from the exam point of view, the examples given, all these examples which I discussed here, mentioned here, these are given in the NCERT textbook, except of course for this bulbil and cladode. These are not mentioned. As I told you, when I am discussing, I am giving the information from academy textbook also. So in academy textbook, these are present, cladodes and bulbils. So it kind of thoroughness, especially in morphology. If you prepare, you will be able to write both the exams, both the NEET exam as well as MCET exam. So that's all for now, students. Thank you very much. In my next video, we will do the next type of modification, that is subaerial stem modifications. Thank you.